Hey, Mom. How are you? You have a bit of time? I'm contacting you just so you know. You might like to know. I'm going to get married soon. We have no plans to go on any kind of honeymoon, at least for now. Just a simple wedding, and that's it. We're just going to have an intimate dinner with close friends, and I'm sorry to say, it won't include you or my brother. I'll continue to send money to you, as I said I would, but I want you to know, I don't ever plan to return home. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. That's all I was contacting you about. Nothing more to add, so talk to you again. See ya, Mom.
Hold on 1 second, Pam! Are you kidding me? I haven't heard from you in years, and suddenly here you are telling me you're getting married and you're not inviting us? And what's this about getting married? You can't just go off and get married. Who the hell gave you permission to do that? I don't recall ever allowing you to get married, for God's sake.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't need your permission to get married. That's my prerogative. I marry when I want to. You have no say in it. Please, just stay out of this. This does not concern you. What do you care if I get married or not?
Am I hearing you right? You're my daughter. I cannot allow you to get married without my permission. I will decide the time and place. And who is this guy anyway? Some loser you recently picked up? You are not marrying this guy.
What the hell is wrong with you, Mom? You never cared for me. You left me to fend for myself for all these years. Why all of a sudden concern? Would you just stay out of it and let me go on with my life?
Don't you dare talk back to me. I will not allow you to get married or have this silly dinner of yours and no future honeymoon. I demand that you break up with this loser guy you picked up and do it ASAP. Cut this guy clean out of your life. You'll thank me for it someday.
Oh boy, what did I get myself into? What was I thinking? I never should have contacted you and just gotten married, and that would have been the end of it.
How dare you say that? How could you not tell your mother? Have you forgotten that I raised you? All the years that I devoted my life to you?
Devoted your life to me? Did I hear you right? Don't make me laugh, Mom. The only person you devoted your life to was Brad. Your perfect son was the only person important to you. Maybe not so perfect. He's still unemployed and living at home, isn't he? You certainly raised him right. You keep referring to me as your daughter, but am I really? To me, it just seems like Brad is your only child. I used to come home from school and there would only be enough supper for Brad and nothing for me. You'd always tell me to get by on my own. Paddle your own canoe is what you always used to say. You never prepared anything for me. I had to wash my own clothes for school. The books I needed, I bought with the money I made with my part-time job. Did you ever once celebrate my birthday or my graduation? It was always an afterthought. You treated me with disdain all these years. And now you're acting like some caring mother? Please, spare me.
Acting like a caring mother? I am your mother. That's a fact. I only treated you that way to build your character so that you can stand on your own. You should be thanking me. Do you think I enjoyed it? I did it out of love. I'm disappointed in you, Pam. How could you think that about your mother? Come on, Mom, don't give me that baloney story. You always favored Brad. You'd cook and clean for him. You were stuck to him like glue. Whether it was Christmas, a birthday, Halloween, or any other event, you always had a present ready for him. He was spoon-fed when he was a baby, and he's spoon-fed now. You know what, Mom? I never once received clothes from you. Ever. It was always Dad and Grandma that looked after me, that bought me what I needed for school. You're always bringing up stuff from the past. Would you please stop with the belly aching? You've always had this sharp-tongued attitude ever since you were a child. Sharp-tongued attitude? Me? No way. It's your attitude that was the problem. Why do you think I left home when I was only still in junior high? And wasn't it about the same time that Dad left you? Please, don't compare me to him. How could you say that, Pam? We kinda got sidetracked, it seems. Mom, just butt out, would you? I don't want you meddling in my affairs. I will continue to call you Mom just out of habit, but know this. I never once thought of you as my mother. You didn't earn that respect from me. I don't care what you think. I don't need your permission to get married. End of story. I will keep saying this, but I will not permit you to get married. This loser is not for you. Cut him out of your life or you'll regret it. Why are you so against me marrying the guy I love? You sound like you have someone else ready. Is that what you're suggesting? You're not as dumb as I thought. Yes, there is someone I have ready for you. I took the initiative of selecting your new husband. I have it all arranged with Dennis Manning. He's your new husband. I have already arranged for a meeting with him and his family. When can you get down here? Hold on one second, Mom. Back in a bit. Are you telling me you want me to marry Dennis Manning? The Mannings that own all that property near you? The big property owner? You want me to marry Dennis? That fat, hairy slob? The guy who always has something nasty to say? You must be joking. That's right, that Dennis. I'm surprised you remember. I ran into him the other day and he mentioned that he was thinking of getting married. His wife passed away 5 years ago and he was worried he would have to manage all that property alone. That's when I suggested that he marry you. And I have to say, he wasn't all that turned off by the suggestion. Lucky you, huh? So I immediately arranged for a meeting downtown. Dennis is all in and ready. When can you be here? That's why this marriage of yours is not going to happen. You're out of your mind, Mother. I wish you wouldn't make plans for me like that. What gives you the right to manipulate my life? There is no way that I'm marrying that fat slob. Have you totally lost it? Are you serious? This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. He owns all that property. You're set for life. We won't ever have to worry about money again. Think about it, Pam. You marry him, and after a few years, he passes, and all that property will be ours. How could you pass that up? Your brother finally got a job last month, but having that much property, we'll be set. I mean, really, Pam, how could you fail to take advantage of that? You don't care doodly squat about me. It's all about the money, isn't it? This whole thing only benefits you and Brad, as it is with everything else. This has nothing whatsoever to do with me. It doesn't matter whether I'm happy or not. I'm sorry, Mother, but you're not going to get your way this time, or ever again, for that matter. I have zero intention of returning home or quitting my job. And I have zero aspiration of marrying that person. What are you, Pam? Still 5 years old? This is your future we're talking about. The road to happiness for any woman is to marry a rich guy and become a housewife. But most of all, it's to be a good daughter and show loyalty to her mother. That's why I'm telling you to marry this man. He may be over 50 and twice your age, but think of the rewards it will bring. I think you need to be institutionalized. Do you really think I would marry a fat 50-year-old slob for you and Brad? And no doubt this is about you guys. I don't figure in this little scheme of yours. No, Mom, I'm going to pass on this. I've really had enough of this. I can't listen to any more of this nonsense. Don't ever contact me again. Do you hear me?
Hey, Pam, now why'd you have to go and do that? Mom is super pissed. You always seem to piss her off royally. Why be so stubborn? I really wish you would cut the crap.
Huh? Pardon me, what's this got to do with you?
It's got everything to do with me. What are you talking about? After that line conversation with you, she really fell into a depression. She was so hysterical, she didn't even make me dinner last night. I had to pop down to McDonald's for some chicken nuggets. I just returned from drinking with my buddies and was hoping for some of Mom's beef stew. She just went on and on about you. She didn't stop harping on it till well after midnight. Just apologize to her. Give her a call or send her a text or something, would ya? She won't stop making an issue of it.
Wait, you want me to apologize? Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? She's the one that ignored my feelings and went ahead and arranged this kooky marriage with that old Manning guy. The guy's like my father, for God's sake, and she wants me to marry the guy? She's nuts. This is all about the guy's property and money, period. She has no interest in me.
She's just so worried about you. You're not all that pretty and you don't really have any skills to write home about. She's worried for you. Stop being so stubborn and just say thank you and accept a proposal. That's all you have to do. Why be so pig-headed? Why do you always have to go out of your way to make Mom cry, for Pete's sake?
Don't give me this big long lecture, Brad. Who the hell do you think you are? You have no right lecturing me. After all, who sent money every month so that you could live comfortably all these years?
I wasn't living comfortably. I was looking for a job. It was just bad timing. The job market was a mess back then. You do realize I went to graduate school, right? I could get any job if I really wanted. And just so you know, I had a whole slew of offers, but I turned them down. I was overqualified for those positions.
Oh yeah, I bet they were banging your door down, I'm sure. I remember you got that one job at the PC shop, but quit after a month. Said you needed time to study or some such nonsense.
Keep ranting and raving, Pam. That's all you're good at. Anyways, I already got a new job. Didn't Mom tell you? It's not a big company, but they are growing and business is good. When my application goes through the final step and I get to work, it will grow expeditiously. That's for certain. Not something you, a high school dropout, can say. I'll double your salary within the year!
Oh, big talk, huh? Just don't quit in a month. Good luck.
Anyway, we're straying off point. Just text or call Mom and apologize. And tell her you'll accept her offer of marriage. This could set you up for life, Pam. I would give it a serious thought. This kind of chance doesn't come every day. I suggest you take it.
Like I told Mom, I already decided who to marry, and it's not Dennis Manning. I'm engaged, and that's the only person I want to marry. That's final. I will never meet or marry Mr. Manning. Maybe Mom should marry him, huh?
I'm telling you, Pam, you're going to regret marrying this loser. You'll be back begging Mom to arrange a meeting. It may be too late by then. An ugly little high school dropout like you would just get dumped eventually. I would take this offer if I were you, Pam. You'd be set for life if you marry this rich dude. Mark my words. It would make Mom super happy. What more is there?
You have no idea what kind of a person my fiancé is, and I wish you would stop making my life decisions for me. I couldn't care less what you guys say. You will not manipulate my life. I marry who I choose, nobody else.
This is getting nowhere, for God's sakes. Nobody wants to hear your pea-brain excuses, Pam. Just do as you're told, would ya? You really have the nerve disobeying us after all we've done for you? You marry this guy, and all you'll end up doing is staying at home to cook and clean while he goes chasing girls.
This is the thanks I get for sending you guys money all these years? Where's the gratitude for that?
Sending us money? You mean the peanuts you were sending us? That? We didn't even need that. That was just pocket change. That's all you can do, Pam. Work your butt off and send us a few pennies each month. What are you good for? You should be grateful to us. We're giving you an opportunity to redeem yourself. A chance to live a comfortable life. No longer will you have to work all day and bring home pennies. All you need to do is bow your head and be the obedient little sister and daughter.
All right. I see where you're coming from. Okay. Have it your way.
Have I finally gotten through to that thick head of yours? You're so dense I never thought it possible. All right then, let's get this marriage on the road then.
Wait a sec, Brad. I wasn't agreeing on the marriage. What I was acknowledging was the fact that cockroaches like you have to be eradicated.
Cockroaches? You're going to regret that remark, Pam.
Yeah, whatever. So, the monthly payments? You didn't need it at all? Just mere pennies, huh? Okay. That means your new job at that firm? Forget it ever happened.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? What's this have to do with my job?
Everything, actually. I'm so sorry about this. I know you were looking forward to working at that firm. I'll contact them and rescind the application. Say you found another job or something. Good luck trying to find another job. I hear the job market is super tough now. But you went to graduate school, so I'm sure you'll manage.
Pam, I have no friggin' idea what you're talking about. You have nothing to do with this new job I got.
That's where you're mistaken, Brad.
The hell are you talking about?
That company you applied to? I own that company.
Hold it a second, what?
As you probably remember, I left home right after dropping out of high school. You probably thought I just started working, but actually I went on to finish high school through night classes and online, and I also managed to graduate from college. I paid for everything through a scholarship and a part-time job. Plus, Dad helped me out quite a bit too.
This is the first I'm hearing of any of this.
That company you applied to? I set up that company while still in college. After graduating, it really took off and still growing. I accepted your application because, well, call it helping a relative. I really don't know what I was thinking. I figured I had a duty to my brother, but I guess I was delusional. I was going to cut all financial assistance to you guys after getting married, but I couldn't just let my brother be unemployed. Figured you guys needed some income, not the pennies I was sending. So I asked HR to accept your application. I established another company, so I'll be tied up over there for a while. And I was going to sell the company after a year. Figured we would never meet, and you probably wouldn't find out I owned the company. But turns out my plans were all for naught. I'm going to have to call HR and rescind your application.
Hold it a second. Is this some kind of sick joke? What are you trying to pull here, Pam? None of this makes any sense. How could you own a company, for Pete's sake? That makes you the CEO of that company? Now that's a riot.
You know what, Brad? I don't give a darn if you believe me or not. I'll contact you about the cancellation of the job application in a few days. What reason should I give? That you insulted the company CEO or something like that? What do you think? Oh yeah, I was contemplating sending you guys money for a couple more years if necessary, but the end of this month will be the final payment, just so you're aware. Oh, and for your information, I was paying all your utilities like gas and electricity. That's not my responsibility anymore, so you guys handle it from now on, okay? I have the means, of course, but I couldn't be bothered with handling all expenses for you guys. I'm really sorry about all this. I tried. I really did. You're the one with all the brains in the family, right? Good college and graduate school. You'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Hold it a sec, Pam. Not so fast. You can't just cancel my application or cut all support to us. Are you serious? How are we supposed to live? Tell me that.
That's your job, Brad, not mine. You're the eldest. I only have the skill to cook and keep house, right? Oh my, I don't know what I should do, Brad. Please help me.
This is not a joke, Pam. Are you going to abandon us? Leave us to fend for ourselves?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. You guys never had any love for me. You didn't care if I lived or died, to be frank. So why shouldn't I abandon you, right? All right, let's cut this short, shall we? I have to head over to HR and get this done. Goodbye, Brad. Have a nice life, and good luck. Pam, pick up, would you? Pam! What's this about stopping payment? And about Brad's new job? What's with that? What's going on? Oh, that was pretty fast. So you heard it all from Brad then? I'm sure he explained everything in detail. It's as he explained it. I'm fed up with your self-centered ways. I tried to accommodate you, but it just didn't work out. I've decided to cut all family ties with you guys, but to be honest, there really were no real ties to cut to begin with. And with that, I do not plan to continue further support to you and Brad. After all, you're no longer family. Why send money to total strangers, right? As for Brad's job application, I pulled some strings to get him in, but now that's ancient history. That's the gist of it, Mom. Satisfied? Hold it 1 second, Pam. You're not getting away with this. I will not allow you to do such a thing. I demand that you pay the support money and get Brad's application back on track again. Like I said, I have no intention of getting your permission for anything. You're not my boss, you're not my mother, you're nothing to me. I hope you have fun living there with no electricity or gas. But then again, you get to live there with your favorite unemployed son. Good luck with that. I don't care what you do going forward. Sell the house or whatever. I have no intention of getting involved. Figure it out yourselves. Please, Pam, hold it a second, please. Let's talk this over. Please, don't cut me off. I apologize. It was all my fault. Please, forgive me. Please, Mother? I know you don't mean that. When was the last time you ever apologized? No need to put on this big act. I know you, Mom. You're a phony. It's no act, I assure you. So please. I apologize for all I said. You don't have to marry this Dennis guy, so please, let's talk. I'm truly sorry. I mean it. I really hope you'll forgive me, Pam. Please, I mean it. From the bottom of my heart. I'll do anything you ask. Please don't abandon me. Help your mother out, for God's sake. I don't think of you as my mother. You never did anything for me that a real mother would do. You're the one that abandoned me years ago. Please, Pam, don't say that. I doubt we'll ever meet again. I wish you guys the best. Good luck. After that conversation, I immediately deleted their addresses. I also changed my phone and number so they would never contact me again. I was also paying their smartphone bills too, so I terminated those. I also got rid of the bank account I had set up for them to receive monthly funds. As for my marriage, that went without a hitch, and we moved into our new home a few days ago. I'm sure my mom and Brad are in a panic right about now. Their smartphones are no longer working and their bank account has been depleted. And soon the lights will go out in their home. But can you really feel pity for them after how they treated me? With all that befalling them, Brad's non-existent job, the useless smartphones, the empty bank account, and the utility bills, they came to my company begging me for help. Of course, I was not there, but because of the commotion they caused, the police were eventually called. But before they arrived, they realized their predicament and took off with their tails between their legs. Last I heard, they were blaming each other for the dire situation that they got themselves in. I can't understand why they don't pull up their bootstraps and start working. After a couple of months, we finally settled down and had a nice wedding celebration at a nearby restaurant. My father, my grandmother, and a number of close friends were in attendance. My needs are very simple, and I'm totally happy with that. I should have cut ties with them a long time ago.
Hey, Vicky. How many days has it been since you started to ignore me? If you really start to think about it, you only started to act this way towards me once my mother passed away and we went to her funeral. How much longer are you going to act this way towards me, Vicky? Well, anyway, today is the last day on my break from work before I have to go back in and start again. So don't expect me to be home tomorrow during the day, as I need to get back to work on all my duties. Now, good night, Vicky. Yo, Randy Sampson. It's been about a week since we last saw each other. Good morning, Tristan. Why are you calling me by my full name all of a sudden? I was pretty sure that before I left on my week off, you only ever called me by my first name, and sometimes you didn't even say my name at all. All right. You don't have to nitpick every little thing I do and say. And by the way, Randy, about you. Did you not just end up getting fired from this company? Huh? What are you talking about? I already made it clear to all my higher-ups that I'd be taking a week off for family matters, and that's why I haven't been around at all. I don't think there was ever a problem with me doing that, right? Is that right? Well, now that you mention it, am I right when I say that you were raised by only one parent, your mother? And? Well, there isn't really a deeper meaning to me asking that. I just assumed that she must have been bringing in a lot of money, and now you're going to be getting quite a bit of money from her now that she's 6 feet under. That is not the kind of thing I want to hear from anyone right now. And I'm not going to continue this conversation with you. What has gotten into you? Don't be so stingy with that money, Randy. Seriously. If you say anything more about that stuff, I'm going to have to force you to shut up. Dang. You're scaring me a little now. I have to get to work soon. See ya. Oh, Vicky. I'm sorry to be texting you while I'm at work.
Tristan?
I just had a little chat with your husband a second ago over text, and from what I can tell, he's got a massive stick up his butt right now.
Well, he's just that kind of a crappy acting man is all. I guess there was no point in trying to talk with him in the first place then. Well, I suppose I can understand, though, why he's so frustrated about everything, though. Not only did his mother just kick the can, but right after her funeral and everything, I stopped talking to him completely and have been leaving all of his texts on read. So I'm sure he has no clue what's really going on now.
Sucks to be him, right? But shouldn't you be going a little easier on the poor guy?
Why should I? Weren't you the one that told me to do all of this to him before? Wasn't it all your plan to have me start to ignore him and everything, to start weakening him and his mental strength? And then after a while, he should be willing to divorce me when he's no longer happy with me as his wife? And then the moment he leaves me, you can swoop in and take me in your arms as we both run off and start a new life, right?
That's been the plan so far.
And by the way, Tristan, what are we going to be doing today?
I have quite a bit of work to get done this morning, but if I'm able to cram all of that away, I can come out a little bit after lunch and hang outside the office. So I'll have time for you between 2 and 3 this afternoon?
Sounds good. Well, then to make sure you're out of there in time to see me, do your best this morning to get all of that work done.
Roger that. I'll see you around lunch. I had assumed today at my mom's memorial service that you and I would be able to talk to one another again, and that today would be my perfect opportunity to do that with you. But you had a mask on and told everyone that you were sick with the flu and couldn't talk to anyone. So I guess you're going to those lengths to try and avoid talking to me now. But I can't be too sure if that's your real excuse or not, because you won't ever say anything. So even after a little more than a month has gone by, we still haven't been able to fix what's wrong here. If you're thinking that by being quiet around me all the time will get me to notice the problem, I feel you should rethink your plan, because that's not going to help me notice anything. So if you still plan to be quiet around me and never reply to anything I say, then go right ahead and continue being that way. But I'm going to start handling things on my own now, even if you don't like what I choose to do. Yo, Randy. Recently you've been a bit, well, to tell you the truth, what do you want? For the last month or so now, you've been bringing in a packed lunch to eat here at work again. But before that, you have been eating out a lot or buying something from the building's cafeteria, right? This is about my lunchbox, huh? Well, ever since my mother passed away, I have been a bit busy and too busy to pack a lunch. But recently, I've been in the mood for foods that come from my home, so that's why I'm back to bringing in my lunchbox. Foods that come from home. Well, I wanted a taste of what's at home again, and that's why I chose to bring a lunchbox packed with all sorts of goodies from home. And as for saving money, this is a great way of doing it now. Bringing in packed lunches like that again out of the blue. Something doesn't seem right here. Why do you think that? Well, if you think that someone like me can't cook, and that's why this is all odd to you, you'd be surprised. As someone who's used to cooking a lot, making a simple lunch like this to bring into work is not a problem whatsoever. Uh-oh. So this is normal for you then? Cooking food at home and such? Hey, Vicky.
What's up, Tristan?
Well, about how things have been going at your house. How have things been going?
Are you trying to ask me about how things have been with Randy? I wonder about him myself sometimes. For a while, he had been trying to continue talking to me, but ever since his mother's memorial service, he's no longer been bothering me at all, and seems to be doing his own thing again. At times, he'll send me a text or something, but then proceed to delete it and tell me that he texted the wrong person. And this whole time, I've been doing exactly as you've asked me to, and that's ignore him. To put it simply, it feels as though we've both started living like we're single again in this house, even though we're technically living together. It's a bit hard to explain how that feels, but just know that I'm not doing anything with him right now.
Well, I wanted to tell you that for the last month or so, whenever he has come in for work, he's carrying a lunchbox with him.
Oh, is that so?
Which is strange, since for the longest time he'd be eating out or buying something from the cafeteria.
Is that right?
So you have no clue about what's going on there either?
Right. I have no clue what's up with that.
I see.
What's wrong with you? You seem a bit upset about something.
I'm not upset about anything. Everything's fine on my end.
Are you sure? Well, anyway, Tristan, are you going to be able to step outside your office for a little bit?
Right. I should be able to come outside for a bit. But I'll be standing outside with another coworker of mine today, so...
What, are you just pulling my leg?
Unfortunately, no. Recently, there has been a reshuffling of staff within the company, so there have been a lot of talks about what will happen with a lot of us lower-level employees soon. So we've been talking about that a lot.
They're reshuffling the staff?
Well, as for us lower levels, it seems that pretty soon they'll be asking some of us to go overseas for work, and so that's kind of been on everyone's mind. And since everyone is so focused on that, things at work have been going a bit crazy and the workloads have increased a bit. Even today I'm going to have to stay an extra 2 hours to get some of the remaining work done, and it looks like my schedule is going to be full all week.
I see. So I guess we really won't be able to meet today.
When things begin to calm down around the office again, I'll give you a text or call. I'm sorry about all of this.
No worries. See you later. Hey, Tristan? You and I haven't been able to meet in over 4 months now. What's been going on with you and your work schedule? Is everything going to be okay?
Vicky?
A couple of months ago, I was able to pass by your office and wave to you whenever you were outside with your coworkers, but recently you've never come out anymore to see me. And this month, I haven't been able to see you or hear from you at all.
Well,
Tristan, is something wrong?
Well, I happened to get yelled at for taking so many breaks to go outside, and now I'm no longer being given time to take a break outside the office building.
Huh?
For the past 4 weeks, I've been stuck in this office doing boatloads of work, and I've never been able to see the light of day. And anytime I feel that I can go out for just a few minutes to taste the fresh air, I'm pulled back in by someone who needs my help, or my boss is asking me where I think I'm going. And to make things worse than they already have been, they're doing a company-wide update to all of our work phones that will now allow them to see when we are inside the office building or outside of it. They're all watching us now, and I'll never be able to go outside again on a break when they have the application on my phone.
That's too bad.
And as for us meeting on my days off, well, that's not going to work for me.
And on those days, Randy will be at home around me. I get that he probably won't care about me leaving or anything like that when he's home, since I'm still ignoring him 100%, but there's always that chance that he might follow me or something. We cannot allow our relationship with one another to be discovered by him.
Right. I'd hate for him to find out about us and ask for a settlement in the divorce when we are getting so close to breaking him and having him divorce you and give you half of the money his mother gave to him.
Exactly. We need to make sure to keep things secret for the money. But man, I really, really, really want to meet with you.
Same here, Vicky. Vicky, I have very good news for you.
Tristan, what is it? What is it?
Starting next Wednesday until next Friday, I'll be going by myself on a business trip to New York City.
What? So that means...
That means you and I are going on a trip together. I understand that I'll still need to get some work done during the day over there, but when I get back to the hotel, it's only going to be you and me for the night. And since it's New York City, we can be out all night going to clubs and partying with each other until the sun rises the next day.
Finally! I can't wait! I can't wait!
But there's one thing. While we're on a trip, one of my favorite detective dramas will be starting its second season on TV. So during that time, I will need to spend an hour watching it when it comes on, okay?
What? You're going to say that like I'd care about you spending one single hour in front of the TV? Go right ahead. Heck, I'll even watch it together with you on your lap.
Thank you.
You've really done it now. Seriously, why would you do this to me? This all means that me ignoring you this whole dang time was for absolutely nothing.
And that's how I feel about all of this as well. I was shocked by all of that. How come that drama was talking about a situation just like ours? And how did they know all of that? Who knew that if he was to divorce you now, you wouldn't be able to get any of the money from his dead mother, because her money is only willed to be in his name and nobody else's? That means there was no point in any of this, because you won't be getting a dime in that divorce.
Think about how I feel now. I'm better off talking to Randy again now that I know we won't be getting any of that money from him. Seriously, had I known about all of this, I would have never gone out with you in the first place and would have stayed happily married to him. It's all your fault he's going to hate me now for this.
Why my fault? You're the one that started to let him leave the house with those lunch boxes all the time while you were ignoring him, which led to me feeling a bit jealous, thinking that you might still be catering to him.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you telling me that a while back when you were asking about his lunch boxes, you thought I might be the one making them for him?
Actually, ever since that day, I've been a little doubtful of you. I have a feeling that this whole time you've never actually wanted to divorce him.
Huh? If I didn't want to divorce him, then why would I be going almost half a year now ignoring him?
Then tell me what the hell is up with those lunch boxes he's bringing to work every day.
I'm sure that he's just making those lunches all by himself, right?
Huh? You expect me to believe that a man like him will make his own meals?
Huh? Are you kidding me, Tristan? Don't tell me you're the type of guy that thinks women belong in the kitchen.
What? What do you mean, type? That's just common sense in this world, Vicky.
What the heck? Are you seriously trying to get me to believe we still live in the 50s or something?
Huh?
I've had enough of this. Let's break up.
Excuse me?
Know now that if I get divorced by Randy, none of that money will be coming to us, right? So if I'm not able to get any of his money, I'll be screwed because I don't have a job of my own. So I think the only thing we can do now is break up with one another before somebody finds out that we're a thing and tells Randy. That way we can avoid him ever asking either of us for a settlement.
That's a good point. For some reason, I'm feeling so burnt out. Let's be done with this.
Well, if this is it, don't forget to delete all of our chat history and to make sure that you clear all photos of me from your phone, as I'll be doing the same.
I know. I'll take care of all that.
Goodbye, Tristan.
Bye. Yo, Randy Sampson. You're calling me by my full name again? Why are you asking for a settlement from me of all people? That's what I ask. It's only you, right? Huh? Don't start playing dumb with me and acting like you have no memory of what happened. I've got myself a whole ton of evidence from this past year of you going out with my wife. Huh? Tristan, I know that you've been having a relationship with my wife, Vicky, or at least you guys did have a relationship. I had a man on you guys for the longest time now, getting evidence that you both were together while I've been married to her. But of course, recently you both seem to have broken up over a fight. But did you know that I know this all started between you 2 years ago at that company barbecue? Well, it's sad to see the relationship you both cherished so much coming to an end a little while back. You even know about all of that? So now you should be well aware of why I'm asking for a settlement from you now, right? And I have myself a lawyer overlooking all of this for me. So if you have any questions regarding any of the legal parts to this, or just want to talk, you can contact my lawyer about it later. Crap. The only reason I left her was thinking that you'd never be able to find anything out about us if we split up. But you wouldn't have found out anyway. And don't feel as though I found out about this just with the help of one other man. I also had the company inform me at some point that they noticed you outside with another woman a lot of the time that looked like my wife, as well as told me about how when you went to New York, you brought her along with you. What? And don't think that this isn't on the minds of our higher-ups now, because they are thinking at this moment of what to do about you knowing that you've been having an affair with another employee's wife. But how did they...
Hey, Randy? Do you think the two of us can get to making up over everything? Because, well, it's been almost a year now, and you and I have never talked. This whole time. And listen, I have a very good reason as to why I was ignoring you for the whole year like this. When your mother passed away back then, I was very confused on how I should handle things around you. And it kind of left me thinking I should just let you heal on your own. I was going to start talking to you again, but I really had no clue how to approach you, and soon time just continued to slip past me, and now here we are.
Wow, I'm getting texts from a pretty rare person.
Hey, Randy!
It's been close to a year now since you started to ignore me, huh? I'd assumed you were finally starting to talk with me again after noticing the divorce papers on the coffee table, but I guess that wasn't the case.
Huh? You're lying. Divorce papers? Why?
You don't have a clue?
Well, that's why I'm asking you to tell me why.
Well, if you're back to talking to me, then that really does prove that you're no longer with Tristan anymore. Well, I was already made well aware of the fact that after your little trip to New York City, the two of you broke up.
You found out about that?
I sure as hell did.
Why, though? We made sure to take all the appropriate steps to making sure you wouldn't find out.
Well, I actually started to find out about you two 6 months ago. There was that day that Tristan had come home from work because he wasn't feeling too well, and he was picked up by none other than you, and you helped him walk out to his car.
Huh?
And since that day, I have had someone privately investigating the two of you and pulling in loads of evidence for me.
That's...
And because of that, I've left you the divorce papers on the coffee table, as well as a business card from my lawyer, who will be taking care of things for me. Go ahead and give him a call when you get the chance. He'll explain everything about the settlement I plan to get from you to you.
Wait, Randy. We should talk face to face about something like this. We haven't even spoken to one another for a whole year, so I think it's time we see each other again and talk this over. So please, come and talk this through with me in person. We need to talk.
Well, that's not going to work, because right now I'm actually in England.
England?
I only just arrived here yesterday.
Why are you all the way over in England?
Well, I was chosen by the company to go work overseas, and I'll probably be over here for the next 10 years or so, helping start up a new department for them.
Huh? Does this have to do with what Tristan was telling me about? He said there was this whole reshuffling of employees within your guys' company.
That's right. Well, about all of that, I was a part of setting it all up and then was later chosen by my manager to be the one to go overseas for a while. Really, I had been wanting to finish all of this divorce crap before going to England, but well, the company told me I had to go this week and that they couldn't wait any longer for me to deal with you. At least I was able to celebrate my mom's one-year memorial service.
Actually, now that you mention it, your mom's memorial...
It happened about 10 days ago,
Well, I never heard anything about it.
and that was on purpose. I never wanted to tell you about when it'll be,
Why not?
because I found out how you had been wanting to get the money in her will for me when you were dating Tristan, and I'm sure you still want some of it now. And so I didn't want you at her memorial if that's the only reason you wanted to be there.
You knew about that as well?
And now that I've explained all I needed to explain, you can contact my lawyer about the rest.
Huh? Wait.
Goodbye forever.
What? But this is... No, I don't want you to go. Come back here for me. I'm going to be screwed, Randy. I've only ever been a housewife all my life, and now you're wanting to ask for me to give you money and leave you? Randy!
After that, I left everything in the hands of my lawyer, and he was able to get the divorce to go through. Also, I told both Vicky and Tristan that they could pay the settlement off in small amounts instead of one lump payment, but they both seemed to not want anything to do with me anymore, and so they both paid me in one single payment. I'm not sure where either of them got that kind of money to pay me like that, but I'm just glad they paid me for their dues and are now free to piss off. Now, as for those two, we can start with Tristan. He ended up being fired from the company after what he'd done with Vicky, as well as brought her with him on that business trip. And not only that, but both of his parents also cut ties to him when they found out what he had been doing. So as of right now, he's working at a fast food joint, putting pretty much everything he earns into paying off the loans he took out to pay me. And then there's Vicky. Right now, she's living the nightlife, standing on street corners in some of the most sluttiest of costumes, getting men to pay her a pretty penny for their pleasure. She's really made a name for herself among those men, being one of the best of her kind. But I have to hand it to her. She's doing a lot better by herself than I thought she could. And this whole time, she hasn't once tried to call or text me about any of it. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey Marge, your little brother's here. Where the hell are you? You should have been back hours ago. What's taking you so long to get home, for God's sake? I know you got plenty of time on your hands, but this is getting ridiculous. Aren't you supposed to be getting our dinner ready? Thought we'd agreed you'd have something ready by the time we got home. And what about the laundry and cleaning? You haven't done a damn thing. You even understand English, for God's sakes? What I'm trying to tell you is to get off your ass and do a little work around here. Comprende? Am I making any sense to you, Marge? I realize that you're a high school dropout, but come on. If you can't make sense of it, how do you intend to survive in this world?
Bill? I thought I made it perfectly clear to you this morning. I said I was off on a business trip from today and that I'll be gone for a while.
Excuse me? When did this happen?
How can you say that? I saw you this morning, Bill. Don't act like you don't know. You were watching me put my suitcases in the car. Obviously, I wouldn't be loading up the car with my suitcase on a normal day. A suitcase is for traveling, you know.
Oh yeah, an overseas business trip, huh? Seriously? You know what, Marge? I think this business trip is one big BS charade you concocted.
Are you joking? You really believe that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, how could a high school dropout like you go on a business trip? I mean, what idiot company would send you? I bet you don't even speak the language there, wherever you say you're going. So if it's not a business trip, this must be a tour or something. Did you stop off at the travel agent downtown and book some all-inclusive package tour? You know, with a guide and all? You don't even make that much. How could you afford such a tour?
Always going on about my academic background. How about you, Bill? You haven't had much social interaction since joining that company.
Social interaction? Who needs that?
Anyway, I'm off on this business trip and I'm not sure when I'm getting back. Can't you guys do the cooking and cleaning yourselves? Why do I always have to be there to do everything? I'm your sister, not your maid.
You really got nerve saying that, Marge.
I've still got some work to finish up here at the office before I head out to the airport, so let's cut this short, shall we?
Yeah, right. I bet you're headed to some cheapo resort or something and saving your pennies and drinking tap water and buying local stuff from the grocery store. Sound about right? I really can't believe you would take off on some overseas holiday and just skip out on your household duties. You really think an insignificant high school dropout of a sister like you can disobey a college grad like myself? You got another thing coming, Marge. Severe consequences await you once you get back. Just remember that.
You there, Marge, our good-for-nothing lazy sister? This is Karen, Bill's significant other. I heard you were on some overseas holiday. Seriously? Why can't you people get it through your thick skulls? I'm going on a business trip, not an overseas holiday. What's wrong with you people? Every time I say something, you people twist it all out of shape like a pretzel. I'm surprised you don't know. Everybody else does, you know. It's because you're a dropout. That's why. We're not twisting anything. You're the one that's feeding us bogus, made-up information. A business trip? Come on, you can do better than that. For your information, we have both acquired a special skill that allows us to decipher the information you feed us and glean the truth from it. Don't you even see that? That's why your little brother makes fun of you all the time. Why do you think he asked if you spoke English or not? He never seems to get through to you. You really have the audacity to take a vacation overseas being a high school dropout and a low-level office clerk? Are you finished talking trash about me? Pardon me? I hate repeating myself over and over again with you guys. I'll say it one more time. I'm going on a legit business trip. This is not a personal holiday vacation that you keep saying it is. I just wish you people would stop creating this false interpretation of everything I say. And like your brother endlessly keeps telling you, Marge, the company you work for would never send some high school dropout on an overseas business trip. All they would end up doing is embarrassing themselves and bringing shame to the company, so you really should quit your flights of fancy. There's no use trying to talk to you. I have to go. I'm gonna miss my flight. Hold on just a second, Marge. A low-education good-for-nothing like you has no right to disobey a highly educated individual like myself. You really have the nerve, Marge. This calls for a severe punishment. You can bet on it.
Hey, Marge, you never learn, do you? Why the hell is there a lock on your bedroom door? What the hell are you hiding? This is our house. You can't just lock the doors inside our home.
What now? Don't you ever give up, Bill? This is getting ridiculous. It's my room. I can lock it if I please. Besides, I know you guys would go scrounging around in there like a pack of hyenas.
Hyenas? You think we're a bunch of scavengers?
Yeah, I do actually. Anyways, are you and Karen all prepared to move out?
Move out? What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my God, don't tell me you already forgot. You two moved into my place temporarily, and I emphasize, temporarily. Because you had to move out of that apartment because it was being demolished. I allowed you to stay at my place until you found another place to live. You must remember that, right? The day you guys are supposed to move is just around the corner, so I would appreciate a little urgency on your part.
Oh, yeah. That. Right. Moving out. Right. But what's this about your place?
What do you mean by that? That is my place.
Nothing, just saying.
Anyway, a promise is a promise. You said you were looking for a new place. Did you find one already? Have you guys even looked? Hey Marge, Karen here. Bill told me that you were talking about some nonsense about us finding a new apartment? What's this BS about your place? Are you talking about this house? Hello, Karen. What is it this time? Like I said, this house. I know it's your parents' place and this is where you grew up and all, but... But what? What do you want to say? Spit it out, why don't you? What's so wrong about calling my own home my place, for Pete's sake? Nothing wrong with that, just saying. I really shouldn't waste my time explaining all that to someone who doesn't have the brains to process such information anyways. Oh, is that so? To be honest, I prefer not to hear your long-winded explanation anyway. Apparently, you already talked to Bill, so what's it gonna be? Pardon me, what are you talking about? When are you moving out, is what I'm saying. The date you guys said you would be moving out is fast approaching. Have you guys already found a place? Yeah, right. Bill did say something about that. But for your information, Bill and I have no intention of moving out of this house. Wait a second, Karen. What did you say? This house. We're not moving. I mean, think about it. Bill is the man of the family. He has the rights to the house. It will be handed down to him, right? You have no say in it. What I'm trying to say is that it's you who has to move out. I'm going to have to stop you right there, Karen. What the hell are you talking about? Figured you'd find out sooner or later, but just so you know, we threw out all your belongings, so no need to come back from the overseas vacation. Just stay there. Threw out my stuff? Are you serious? I know you had a lock on that door to keep us hyenas out, but Bill broke in and we got in no problem. You broke down the door? Now why'd you go and do that? What did you expect? How else were we going to get in? We had to clean out that room. We called Goodwill and they came over and took everything. Loaded the dresser, the desk, the chair, the whole shebang. Nice and clean, no hassles. That room looks a lot bigger after that. A little too big for the likes of you, in my opinion. You have to be kidding. You guys, you are incredible. Clean out my room and I don't have to come home? Is that it? That's exactly it. I was expecting some sort of asinine comeback. Have a nice life over there. From today on, this is Bill and I's little abode. That's just great. Thank you. Now I don't have to come back stateside anymore. Huh? Are you serious about that? Are you really not coming back? No, maybe that's too much. I have a bunch of stuff to take care of stateside, so that's actually not an option. I already moved the important stuff out, and I was wondering what I was going to do with the furniture and old clothes. You guys saved me the hassle. Wait a sec, what the hell are you babbling on about? I'm saying, thanks for cleaning out my room. You guys saved me the hassle. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Are you saying that you were going to get rid of all that stuff anyway? Yeah, that's right. You cleaned it out for me. Anyways, I'm moving out of that house. Oh, okay, I get it. Well, why didn't you tell us that to begin with? We could have saved a perfectly good door. Now it's got to be repaired. Send me your bank account number and a photo of the receipt. I'll deposit the money there. Sound good? Right, you are. I'll send that later today. Oh, yeah, you and Bill better start getting ready to move. Have you got your stuff all packed? Huh? Why should we move out? What are you talking about? You only have about a week left. You better hurry. Pardon me, you're not making any sense. Why do we have to move out? I don't get you guys. I thought I told you. When you first moved in, I explained the whole situation to you. I can't believe it. You forgot, didn't you? I told you guys that I put the house on the market and that it has already been sold. And that we all had to move out within 2 months. That 2 months ends next week. Am I hearing you right, Marge? You sold the house?
Marge, you sneaky little scoundrel! Did you seriously sell this house? Tell me you made the whole thing up to piss off Karen! What's going on in that pea-brain head of yours?
I knew you would forget. You were always like that, Bill. Never listen to people, always thinking only about yourself.
You got nerve talking to me that way, Marge.
Let me stop you right there, Bill. That house you're living in now, the house we grew up in, Mom and Dad turned the house ownership over to me when they moved back east due to Dad's business.
Are you kidding me? That doesn't make any sense. What about me? I'm part of the family too.
Mom and Dad knew what kind of people you and Karen were. Not too good with financial matters, so, Dad thought it better that I handle it. And about that apartment you moved out of? I knew it wasn't being demolished. You guys got kicked out because you failed to pay the rent, wasn't it? You think I didn't know that?
You knew about that? Why'd you pretend like you didn't know?
In addition, I told you this too, but apparently it slipped your mind. Dad decided to take the managing director position of the East Coast operations and decided to move there. He plans to retire over there too. That's why he bought that nice cabin by the lake. They plan to settle there after retiring.
What? This is the first I'm hearing of this. Why didn't you tell me?
I did. Several times. But you just brushed it off. Oh, and about this business trip? Actually, I'm getting stationed over here in the UK indefinitely.
Are you serious? A high school dropout like you?
Yeah, true. I've been working at this company ever since I dropped out of school, but the reason I dropped out was because I had to take care of Dad. He was extremely ill back then and had to resign from the company. As a result, we couldn't survive financially. I had no choice but to work. I didn't drop out because of my grades. I was actually at the top of my class.
I never knew about any of this.
Also, I got my high school diploma a few years later when we were a little better off. Also, I took business courses at night school. I think I garnered every conceivable business and marketing qualification needed to do my job. And who do you think paid your tuition? You keep trashing me for being a high school dropout, but just so you know, I worked my way up to section chief.
Section chief? Seriously?
This current business trip I'm on? I've been going back and forth for the past several months, getting ready for my move here.
How can a high school dropout make section chief? How's that even possible?
Come on, Bill, not that again.
But how could someone with mediocre education get promoted? There's something seriously wrong here.
Haven't you realized by now that not everything is about academic achievement? Must have been an eye-opener for you, I would think.
What do you mean about that?
I heard from someone who works at the same office as you. Although you and Karen both work at a major corporation, I hear you guys just have secondary roles. You've both been sidetracked, just going about routine work.
That's not true. We do important work.
Yeah, whatever. I think we kind of got sidetracked. Well, that's the story, Bill. It just doesn't seem feasible to hang on to that house any longer with me overseas and the folks out east buying that lake house. Right when we had concluded all the paperwork for the new owners, you guys came knocking.
But you never...
I sat you guys down and explained the whole situation to you, and you guys seemed pretty enthusiastic at the time. You agreed to my terms, but I guess you weren't really listening. You were all set on kicking me out and taking over the house, right?
I was only trying to. Anyways, you should have...
I should have what? Explained it to you every time I ran into you? You agreed. I thought you were well aware that you had to be out of there by month's end.
This is not happening. How could you do this to me?
Oh my God, Bill! Don't tell me you haven't found a place to live yet.
What do you think? I knew nothing about it. This is the first I'm hearing of it. I never thought for the life of me that we would have to move out too. How was I to know that you sold the place?
That's why I keep telling you to listen and not just brush people off.
Yeah, real help telling me that now.
Anyway, just find someplace ASAP. The place is no longer ours after the 31st of this month. I'm not kidding, Bill. Tell your company it's an emergency or something and that you guys need to stay in the company's dorm or something.
That's not an option. Last time I did that, I sort of screwed up.
Good grief, you have got to be kidding me.
Please, Marge. You have to help me out. You're my sister, for God's sake.
Why should I help you?
You're my big sister. You have a duty to help me.
Big sister, huh? The good-for-nothing high school dropout sister?
I didn't mean it. Come on, Marge. Lend me a hand, would you?
There's a real estate office downtown. Go check with them. I'm sure you'll find something. Or are you guys so dumb that you can't even go out and find an apartment?
What did you just say?
Seems like you've got enough fire in your belly to do that at least. Why don't you guys finally act like husband and wife and help each other out?
There's only one problem. I don't have any money.
Don't come crawling to me, Bill.
Say that, Marge, please.
Work it out, Bill. Goodbye.
Marge, please. I'll do anything. Just don't abandon me.
Yeah, it seems they were penniless. So what did they do, you ask? Well, surprisingly, they both decided to quit their stable jobs and got a live-in position at some small clothing manufacturer. I really can't figure those two out. They had a good job at a major corporation. I can't understand why they didn't make it work. What a total waste. My folks were not about to help those two out either, knowing how spoiled they were. As a matter of fact, they said it would teach them a lesson. I have to say I agree. I also opted to take the same position. I mean, they're not children. They can take care of themselves. But knowing the attitude of those two, I had my doubts about that live-in job they somehow managed to procure. I later heard from a friend that they immediately had trouble with the staff just a few weeks after they arrived, but you know what? I was not all that surprised. They are apparently keeping a low profile now, trying not to get in anyone's hair, or they will be out again searching for another job. Maybe it'll be a shot in the arm for them. They need a little common sense drilled into them. That goes without saying.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Fiona, do you have a second? I have something I really need to talk with you about. Oh, hi, Sarah. What are you wanting to talk about? Can you let me come and stay the night tonight? What? I was kicked out of my boyfriend's house just a second ago. What? Wasn't he the man you were getting ready to marry, though? Yeah, that's the one. You were going on and on about how you'd never let him get away from you, though, because he has all that money. Yet now you've been kicked out of his house? What happened there? To tell you the truth, I got pregnant on accident. You're pregnant? So then, what got you kicked out of his place was... That's right. It's not his baby that I'm pregnant with. What the hell do you think you're doing, Sarah? I know that in the past you were a bit of a wild card when it came to men, but you're still up to that crap? Hey, come on now. It's too late for us to be talking about all of that.
No, it's not, Sarah. What you've done is going to affect you for the rest of your life now.
All right, shut up now and let me come over. Having to be pregnant and walking around in the streets at night is tough for me.
Well, just get your butt over here. Can I start to tell Mom and Dad about all of this so that we can figure out what we're going to do with you?
What? Oh, you plan to tell them both about this?
Well, of course I do. They both need to know. And we're going to have to hear about who the real father of that child you're carrying is, too.
It's all such a pain in the ass, though.
You're the one that asked for it all.
Well, right now I'm heading over to your place. I should be there soon, so have the door open for me.
Jeez, just be careful on your way over here.
Fiona, you can do this on your way home, but could you buy me some snacks, please?
You want me to buy you some snacks?
All of the snacks you have in the cupboards here. Well, I went and ate them all already.
You went and ate all of that which was in there?
Some of the symptoms that I've been getting make me feel really hungry all the time and give me an appetite for sweet and salty things.
I get that some women have that happen when they're pregnant. Last night you were also going through the fridge and eating random things in there, right? If you start eating too much, it's not going to be good for your health.
Just shut up and bring me more snacks.
Not happening. I have heard from a lot of people, including medical professionals, that gaining a lot of weight while pregnant is not a good thing. So could you please think about that a bit more while avoiding all that food?
What? You're so stingy.
By the way, Sarah, how long do you plan on staying at my house?
What?
I've been asking you over and over again about who the father of that baby is, but you just keep beating around the bush about it and dodging all my questions. Mom and Dad told you already that if you're not going to talk to me about what happened, they want you to get out of my house and go back to their place, right? They told me that they have your old room all cleaned up and ready for you, so you need to go back there before your belly gets too big and it's hard for you to move around.
I'm not going back to the countryside.
Listen, Sarah, this isn't just my house that you're living in right now, but also my husband Connor's house. I already feel bad enough that he has to hear about all the drama you've created in the family now getting pregnant like that. But neither of us want you sitting around in this house when you're the one that caused all this drama.
Then how about you get out of the house?
Excuse me?
Here's the thing. Actually, the father of this baby inside me will probably be coming around to talk with you about it. There was just a few things that had to be done first, and that's why I never said anything to you about him.
Things that had to be done?
I'll go into a lot more detail about all of this later with my baby's father.
Well, if you're finally going to open up and talk, that's all that really matters.
Now, make sure to bring me those snacks home.
Not happening. Sarah, can we talk for a minute?
What is it?
I'm at the front of the house right now, but my key isn't able to turn the lock to open the door. I wonder if the lock is broken or something. Sarah, you're inside the house right now, correct? I'm sorry to have to ask you to get up, but could you please come and open the door for me?
Nope. I can't open that door.
Excuse me?
Because we went and had the lock changed to a new one, which is why your key no longer works on the front door.
What are you going on about right now?
I'm not going to let you into this house right now. I can't, that's all.
Sarah, are you upset with me because I said I wouldn't be stopping to get you any snacks on my way home from work?
I actually don't really care about that anymore. I went out and got some snacks of my own.
Then what the hell is this about? Why are you not coming to let me into my own house? The house is both Connor's and mine, and we have been living here together ever since we got married. And to be frank, there is no reason you should be kicking me out of my own house right now when all you do is lay around.
I see. You just think that I'm laying around here.
Sarah? If you don't stop acting out like that right now, I am actually going to get pissed off, all right?
The one that should stop acting like a total idiot is you, actually.
Excuse me?
Because the one that actually went and changed the lock to this house was Connor himself.
Wait, Connor did this?
Today, Connor left work earlier than usual after using some of his PTO off to be here. He wanted to be back here before you so that he could prepare to have you kicked out of the house for good.
I'm being kicked out of my own house then?
We made sure to send all of your things that were here to Mom and Dad's house for you. Oh, and the moving services will charge you once they have everything moved into their house, so please make sure to pay them. What the hell are you saying right now? I literally have no clue what this is all about, Sarah. You still aren't catching on to what I've been hinting at? You should have been wondering why I've been here laying around your house all this time instead of going back to Mom and Dad's place, right? What? Come on already. You are such a dumbass that I can't get anywhere with you anymore, so I'll just go ahead and tell you what's happened. Tell me what's happened. This baby that I've been pregnant with for a bit now's father is your husband, Connor. What? Hold it right there. Why would you say that Connor's the father? Why the hell would he be the father? You're so shocked, aren't you? This is getting entertaining for me now. Not a single thing about what you're doing and saying is entertaining for me, though. Since I'm sure that you won't trust what I'm saying about your own husband being the father of my baby right now, allow me to send you a picture to prove things first. What is this? This is Connor and I on the couch after he came and brought me a bouquet to celebrate 1 year of us being together with one another. 1 year? So what you're saying is that you've been going out with Connor around the same time he and I got married to one another? That's exactly right. So with all of that in mind now, I'm going to be the one giving birth to the person who will take over Connor's company after he retires, so you don't have to bother with him anymore. What? Connor's company? From today onwards, he and I will be treating this house as our earthly paradise, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. Actually, you just being around the house right now is a bother to me, so could you please get lost now? The divorce papers are out in the mailbox for you, so make sure to grab them before you head back to Mom and Dad's house. So you guys even went ahead and prepared the divorce papers? Of course we did. There's even a letter in here from Connor for me. He wrote about how he wants you to divorce him, right? As for myself, I would like to make Connor my husband before I end up giving birth to our baby. So could you please make sure to take those papers to the courthouse as soon as possible for me? I see. All right, then I'm going to take the papers there and drop them off right now. What? Seriously? In about 30 minutes or so, Connor will go back to being a single man again. Hooray! This means that Connor can also be fired now as well, right? What? What exactly do you mean by that? How come you said he could be fired now? Goodbye. Fiona? Fiona? Hey, what's going on here? Okay, what is it? Tell me what the hell Connor being fired from his job is all about. How could the CEO be fired from his own company like that? Huh? You thought that Connor was the CEO of the company? Where did you end up hearing about that from? That company is his father's company, right? And there is no way that he could be fired from his own company when he's the one that runs it all as the CEO now. What are you actually going on about right now? Connor's father was only ever a basic office worker. Huh? So that's why you were saying something about me not having to worry about who would be taking over the company next, right? What? But Connor said that he's the CEO and was made so after his father stepped down and retired. What? Oh, so he still has the wrong idea then. The wrong idea? I explained things to him so many times, over and over again, yet he still doesn't understand a thing. What are you talking about, Fiona? This company that Connor's been working for, right? Well, it just so happens to be the company our cousin Sam owns right now. Wait, Sam? Sam's been running a company of his own for a while now? Hold on, you never heard anything about this from anyone? I never heard anything at all before about that. This is my first time hearing about it. I think he actually started the company around 7 years ago or so. Then why would something like that lead to Connor thinking that he would become the CEO of the company soon? I'm not really sure where the best place to start explaining all of this to you would be. Well, let's start here. Around half a year before Connor and I got married to one another, his company he'd been working at before ended up having some major layoffs. And after that had happened to him, he was having a really difficult time finding himself a new job. And so I went and spoke with Sam about giving him a job in his company. So he was really only able to start working for Sam because of the connections I made for him. Well, since that day he first started to work for Sam, a lot has happened with Connor. He got this idea in his head that Sam would be single for the rest of his life and never have anyone to give his company to after he left. And so Connor thinks that he will be the next one in line, even though that's far from the truth.
Huh?
I have really been trying to comprehend whatever Connor's been thinking that's led him to that conclusion. Connor does have a little sister, right? But she's not even working in the same field as him. And since Sam doesn't ever want to get married, Connor thinks that he's never going to have kids, which is true to the best of my knowledge. And that leaves you and I as Sam's only cousins, right? In other words, the only ones who could really be in line next to take over his company would be me. And that crazy man who thinks he's going to be the CEO, even though Sam has never even said anything to him about it at all yet.
I'm having a hard time understanding all of this.
The reason why Connor had been fired from his last job wasn't even due to the layoffs anyway. He was fired because he couldn't do his job correctly.
What?
There is no way Sam would ever let Connor, a completely useless man, take over his company after him.
What the hell?
Well, now that you're aware of all that, and now that I've had to divorce Connor over you and him making a baby together and stealing my house from me, there's no reason for Sam to keep him in his company anymore. It's not like he was a full-time worker for the company anyways. He was only working close to 15 hours a week.
So he was part-timing?
If he had actually taken his work there seriously, then one day he would have been made into a full-time company employee.
No way. I thought he was a way better option than my ex-boyfriend and would have a lot more money for me.
Huh? So that's your reason for going and stealing my husband from me?
That's right. Had I known the truth, had I been told the truth about Connor, I would have never even bothered with him. That's it. I just have to go and talk with Sam myself and convince him to hire Connor back into his company. Like you, I'm also Sam's cousin, and that means that he'll be happy to listen to all the things I have to say about why I took Connor from you and everything, right?
Wait, you really think that's going to happen?
Why do you say that?
Do you want to know why Sam is most likely never going to be with anyone ever again? 10 years ago, when he was just getting ready to marry his fiancée, he found out that she'd been cheating on him with his friend, who went and stabbed him in the back and took her. Having to listen to someone like you now, who's done something very similar to what his friend did, I don't even think you're going to be able to get in a word off in front of him before he tells you to screw off, right?
No way.
Well, now that I'm divorced from Connor, I have nothing to do with you both anymore. I'm cutting ties to you as well now, so you both actually screw off now and go figure out all your troubles yourself, please.
Wait a second.
There's one last thing. That house you're living in, I just finished having the lease on it canceled.
What? But isn't this place under Connor's name?
At the very beginning it was, but after he was fired from his job and no longer making the money to be able to afford rent, I stepped in and paid it for him, while also putting my name down on the place as the sole tenant. And ever since then, I've been the one paying the rent for it. Seems that even Connor himself forgot such an important thing happened, huh?
The actual hell is going on here?
Now I happen to still have a job to get to. I'm going to turn off my phone now.
Wait a second, Fiona. Early this morning, I went to the courthouse and handed the marriage papers. But I don't need a lousy husband like Connor anymore. I'll give him back to you now, so you do something about all of this. Fiona, please.
While I ignored my sister's desperate pleas, a lot unfolded between her and Connor. After I ended the lease on the house, Connor and Sarah decided to squat there, hoping to stay in the home for longer. They lasted about 2 weeks before the property owner showed up, only to find them barricaded in the bathroom. The owner, frustrated and unable to handle the situation on his own, had to call the police. It took some negotiation with a kind officer who explained that refusing to leave would only make things worse. Before they finally relented, they gathered their things and left. Connor then made the choice to move Sarah to his parents' house, where they would stay indefinitely. Sarah, desperate to escape, wanted a divorce more than anything, but both Connor and his parents refused to let that happen. With no options left, Sarah reached out to me, begging for help. But I had reached my limit and blocked her number. She was trapped, still pregnant with Connor's child, and now confined to his parents' house with no way to escape. The situation only worsened. Sarah wasn't capable of doing basic chores, and after giving birth, her mother-in-law took the baby from her, expressing her hatred for Sarah and her desire to see her gone. Despite all this, Sarah and Connor now spend every day working tirelessly to pay off all their debts and try to move out. They were too busy for their child, but All they could do was keep working, hoping things might improve someday.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hello, how are you doing? Oh, Bria, I'm doing great. The morning sickness is finally eased up, so I'm feeling much better now. That's wonderful to hear. You're 6 months along now, right? It won't be long before we get to meet the little one. How exciting! Yes, it's really exciting. My husband is just as excited. In fact, yesterday he bought a soccer ball for the baby. Oh, wow, your husband's really getting ahead of things, huh? But I totally get it. I'm looking forward to meeting my nephew, too. I'll be sure to pray for an easy delivery for you. Thank you so much. By the way, do you have a minute? I actually wanted to ask you about something. Oh, what is it? What's on your mind? Well, I was wondering if you'd like some baby clothes. They're hand-me-downs from my little one. Wait, what? Hand-me-downs? Yeah, they're clothes we got as gifts for my first child. But now that the younger one is already in preschool, they've just been sitting around unused. They're still in great condition, so I couldn't bring myself to throw them out, especially since they were gifts. I thought it would be better to give them to you or even to Kylie since she's also pregnant. I thought maybe you two could use them. I'll send you some photos, and if you like any of them, just let me know. I'll check with Kylie as well before sending them. I don't need them. Please don't try to push your old things on me. What? Hand-me-downs are just that, old, worn-out things, and they're kind of gross. You don't know what's been on them or what they've been through, so it's just unpleasant to me. Please don't try to give me things like that. But I checked them all. There are no noticeable stains, and they haven't been worn that much. They're still in great condition. But they're still secondhand, aren't they? I want to dress my baby in brand new clothes, not in someone else's old things. Do you think my baby would be fine in someone else's hand-me-downs? No, that's not what I meant at all. I've noticed this about you for a while now. Just because you were the first to get married and have the first grandchild, you look down on me thinking I'm too old to be getting married or pregnant now. That's why you're okay with trying to push your old clothes onto me, isn't it? That's not how I feel at all. I just thought it might be helpful, that's all. Well, I don't need them. I'm the eldest daughter-in-law, so I'm the one with more status here, you know. I got married while I was still in school, and I don't need handouts from someone who hasn't even had much life experience. If you want to give them away, how about to your brother? He's the type to take anything, even old rags. That's not fair. Kylie is kind and full of energy. She's a really good person. She's probably just not thinking things through. Anyway, I don't want any of your trash. If you want to pass them on, go give them to someone else. I understand. I'll leave you alone then. Sorry for taking up your time. Hey, sorry, is now a good time? Hi. Yeah, I'm good. What's up, Elia? Well, I know you're about 4 months pregnant now, right? I was wondering, if you wouldn't mind, would you like to take some of my baby clothes? They're hand-me-downs, but they're almost all unused because they were gifts for my little one. I haven't really used them, and it feels wasteful to just throw them away. If you're okay with it, of course. Wait, really? You're offering me those? Yes, I'll take them. Absolutely. I'd love to have them. Oh, you'll take them? Oh, I'm so glad. Actually, I asked Chelsea about them earlier, but she said she didn't want any hand-me-downs. I was worried you might feel the same way, but looks like that's not the case. Not at all. I'm more than happy to accept. I've heard babies go through clothes so quickly. They get dirty and need to be changed all the time. So the more clothes, the better. It's honestly such a huge help. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that. I'll send them over without any hesitation then. Honestly, I was planning on sharing them with Ichika, but since Chelsea refused, I'll just share everything with you. I'll try to pick out the nicest ones, but if any don't suit your tastes, feel free to send them back with the shipping paid on your end. Are you sure? Oh, thank you so much, Kylie. I promise I'll take good care of them and make sure to dress my little one in them when they arrive. Thank you. That really makes me happy to hear. I'll get them ready to ship tomorrow. Yay, thank you. I'm so excited. Elliot, wait, hold on a second. What is it, Chelsea? Looks like you've been calling me a lot. What's going on? What the heck is this? What's going on here? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean.
The hand-me-downs from the other day. I saw something on Kylie's social media today, and what was that? Baby clothes from Bond Point and all those luxury brands? What's going on? Well, as I mentioned before, those are from a friend of mine. She's been working overseas and was thrilled when my baby was born. She gave me a bunch of baby clothes and toys from high-end brands. The ones I gave Kylie were all from that friend of mine. No way. But those clothes looked brand new. They weren't worn out or full of holes. How is that possible? They must be over 5 years old. Well, this is a bit embarrassing to admit, but they're expensive items, so I kept them aside to use at the right time. But I ended up keeping them so carefully that my baby outgrew them before I could use them. So they're mostly brand new and unused, actually. What? Well, if I'd have known, I would have wanted them too. Why didn't you tell me they were from luxury brands? I'll take anything. Baby clothes, toys, stuffed animals, whatever. Send them to me right now. Well, I already sent them all to Kylie. I don't have anything left here. I don't have anything for you. Huh? Why don't I get anything? That is so unfair. But didn't you say you didn't want any hand-me-downs? You said they were dirty and you didn't want secondhand clothes. You told me not to give you any garbage. But I didn't know they were this nice. If I had known they were brand new and from luxury brands, I would have asked for them. You should have told me sooner. I'll take anything at all. No. I'm still using some of the toys, so I can't give those away either. What? Oh, this is awful. You're favoring your sister-in-law so much. This is the lowest thing you could do. Chelsea, I've been holding back because I didn't want to cause you stress during your pregnancy, but your behavior is just selfish. What did you just say? When I offered the clothes, you said, I don't want them, they're dirty. Now that you know their brand name, you're upset that I didn't give them to you. Your behavior sounds like a child throwing a tantrum. You're an adult, so you should know that kind of behavior doesn't work. Well, if I had known from the start that they were brand name, I wouldn't have said that. So what should I have done? Should I have asked you, hey, these are brand name, is that okay? Wouldn't that have sounded condescending? Well, I guess. Enough, I'm done here. I'm a young wife with little social experience, and I don't have the patience to deal with your selfish, rude attitude. I don't have anything to give you, whether it's brand name or not. If you want something, go buy it yourself. You're the eldest daughter-in-law, so don't come asking me for handouts. Goodbye. Wait, I'm sorry. I really am. I shouldn't have said all that. I didn't mean it, really. I've just been feeling down, and I was so envious of you, your youth, and how you're having a baby. I felt so miserable about myself being older and still having a baby. And with the pregnancy blues, I ended up taking it all out on you. Pregnancy blues are tough, but that doesn't give you the right to disrespect your sister-in-law or throw hurtful words at me. Talking badly about Kylie? I'm genuinely upset with you right now. I don't want to see your face again. But for now, we'll keep our interactions to a minimum. We'll stay polite, but distant. I won't be contacting you unless absolutely necessary, at least until I'm ready to let this go. Do you understand? I'm so sorry, Elia. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to be like this. The apology is unnecessary. Goodbye, Chelsea. After everything had unfolded, I received multiple apology messages from Chelsea, each one more filled with excuses than the last. I could tell immediately that her words lacked sincerity. They were nothing more than justifications, attempts to shift the blame away from her. After the third or fourth message, I had had enough. I turned off the notifications and just left them there, unread to gather dust. The messages kept coming, but I wasn't interested. At that point, I figured there was no need to engage. I had already made my decision. Until the baby arrived, I would keep things on the back burner and ignore any further attempts at negotiation or explanation. I didn't need to respond to every message, especially when they weren't getting to the heart of the matter. I wanted to focus on what really mattered at the time, which was preparing for the arrival of my child and dealing with the reality of the situation in a way that didn't involve Chelsea's apologies. I thought that would be the end of it. I assumed that after a few weeks things would calm down and I wouldn't hear from her again. But to my surprise, the very next day, Chelsea showed up at my door. And not alone, she was with my brother. They stood there together. As soon as I saw them, I knew something was different. Chelsea was visibly upset, and my brother had this look of regret on his face. Chelsea started talking almost immediately, her voice shaking. I could barely make out the words at first, but eventually it became clear. She was apologizing, genuinely apologizing, and this time with tears in her eyes.
She kept saying how sorry she was and that she had realized the extent of her mistake. I could see that she was remorseful, though I didn't know if it was because of the consequences or because she genuinely felt bad for her actions. Either way, the fact that she was there, in person, speaking directly to me, showed that she had taken some responsibility for what had happened. As Chelsea spoke, my brother didn't say much. He just stood there quietly, looking somewhat ashamed. It seemed that he had already been through this with their parents. From what I gathered, my brother had told their parents everything that had happened. He had been the one to explain the full extent of the situation to them, and unsurprisingly, their parents had been upset. I could only imagine how angry they must have been, especially considering that Chelsea was their daughter. But in a way, I was glad that my brother had taken that step, that he had been open with his parents. It wasn't easy, but it seemed like the right thing to do. Watching Chelsea stand there, reduced to tears and full of regret, had an odd effect on me. My initial anger, which had felt so strong just days before, started to dissipate. It wasn't that I had forgiven her completely, it wasn't that simple. But seeing her vulnerable like that made me think about things from a different perspective. She had made a huge mistake, and she had hurt me, but she was human. She was flawed. And maybe, just maybe, she was beginning to understand the gravity of her actions. As much as I wanted to hold on to my anger, I couldn't ignore the fact that no real harm had been done. Yes, her words had been hurtful, and yes, she had crossed a line. But in the end, there had been no lasting damage. The things she had said weren't easy to forget, but they weren't impossible to move past. There was no reason to create a rift between myself and my brother and his family over this. He and his wife were good people, and I didn't want to let a single mistake on Chelsea's part tear our relationship apart. I told her that if she was truly sorry, then I would accept her apology, but I also made it very clear that this was the one and only time I would tolerate something like this. I wasn't going to let her off the hook entirely, but I also didn't want to punish her indefinitely. I simply needed to know that she understood the weight of what had happened. She needed to know that if something like this ever happened again, there would be no second chances. "Next time, there won't be one," I said firmly, looking directly at her, making sure she understood the gravity of my words. I wanted her to know that this wasn't something I could just brush off. It had hurt, and it had shaken me in ways I wasn't ready to admit, but I wasn't going to let it destroy my relationship with my brother or my family. To her credit, Chelsea nodded, wiping away her tears. She said she understood and promised that nothing like this would ever happen again. I wasn't sure if she truly understood what she was agreeing to, but I had to trust her words for the time being. I wasn't in the habit of holding grudges, and I didn't want to carry that weight any more than I had to. The tension in the room slowly started to lift, and it felt like we had reached a turning point. It wasn't perfect, but it was a step in the right direction. Months went by and life moved on. Chelsea and Kylie both had healthy babies, and I became an aunt, something I had been looking forward to for a long time. I couldn't deny the joy that came with welcoming these new little lives into the world. I was grateful for the chance to be a part of their lives, to shower them with love and affection, and to be the kind of aunt I had always hoped to be. Chelsea and I didn't talk about what happened much after that. There was no need to. We both knew the history, and we both knew the consequences of our actions. But the fact that things had settled down was enough. It was enough that we could all move forward without holding on to past mistakes. The entire situation had changed us, in some ways for the better. We had learned how to apologize, how to forgive, and how to accept the reality of our actions. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And as the time passed, the whole hand-me-down incident became nothing more than a funny story we laughed about during family gatherings. What had once been a source of frustration and anger now felt like just another chapter in the ongoing story of our lives. It was no longer something that weighs us down. It was something we could all look back on and laugh about, a reminder of how far we had come. Now life had returned to normal, quiet, peaceful, and filled with moments of joy. The lessons we had learned from that experience had stayed with us, and I was grateful for the way things had worked out in the end. But even more than that, I was grateful for the way it had brought our family closer together. It had been a test of patience, forgiveness, and understanding. But we had come through it stronger, and now with the babies in the picture, everything seemed to have a renewed sense of purpose. We were no longer just dealing with the weight of old mistakes. We were focused on building something positive together. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Janelle, pick up. the phone right now.
Mom, I'm on the train. What is it?
Don't tell me you're still seeing that man.
Huh?
That Duke guy, the one who barely finished middle school. I saw you walking around with him like everything's fine. Didn't I tell you to break it off with him immediately? A man with no education like that has no place in this family.
Are we really doing this again? Why do you always make everything about education?
Because education is everything, that's why. He might be cute, sure, I'll give you that. But that's all he's got, a pretty face and no future. I can't believe you're being this foolish. Break up with him already.
Mom, seriously, did you forget?
Forget what?
I told you if you couldn't accept me marrying Duke, I was cutting ties with you. And by the way, we already registered our marriage.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
I already told you this. I reported it to you. Did that just slip your mind?
Divorce him right now.
What?
I'm in the middle of arranging a marriage meeting for you.
I'm sorry, what now?
Honestly, you've always been so selfish ever since you were a child.
And you haven't?
The only time you actually listened to me was when you finished college.
I didn't go to college because of you. The school you were so desperate for me to attend just happened to be my first choice, that's all. Let's not pretend you even knew what faculties that university had. You just picked it based on prestige and name recognition. It was laughable.
Well, in the end, you did go, didn't you? So that means you followed my guidance.
What kind of logic is that?
But this is where your selfish little rebellion ends. I will not stand by and let you ruin your future. You are going to divorce that man and marry Matt.
Matt? Wait, you mean the guy 3 doors down? The one in that huge house?
Exactly, your childhood friend, that Matt.
Sure, Matt and I were close growing up, but that was just as friends.
Maybe before, but who knows what could happen now? Besides, the whole reason I made sure you went to university was so you could eventually marry into that family.
Excuse me? What does going to college have to do with marrying Matt?
You need a certain level of refinement if you're going to marry into a good household. That's why I insisted you get your degree.
You're seriously not making any sense. And anyway, Matt doesn't see me that way. He never has.
That can change. You just need to try harder. That's why we're starting with the marriage meeting.
This isn't just absurd. It's on another level.
Enough backtalk. I don't want to hear another word in defense of that undereducated man you married. You are going to divorce him. Do you hear me?
Hey, Janelle, long time no see. You got a minute?
Matt? Wow, yeah, it has been a while. Wait, is this about my mom? She's been on and on about some arranged marriage thing. Oh, let me guess, she dragged you into it?
Yeah, I figured she might have mentioned it to you. It sounds like you already know the deal.
Ugh, I'm so sorry. She's being a total menace, isn't she?
Honestly, yeah, if I'm being blunt, she's been a huge headache. Mostly for my mom, actually. Every time they run into each other, your mom starts pressuring her, demanding we lock in a date for this supposed marriage meeting.
That sounds exactly like her.
And get this, when I told her I'm already seeing someone, you know what she said? Oh my, Matt went and found himself a girlfriend on his own? Like it was some kind of betrayal.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Then she added, well, we'll just have to suffer through it, won't we? But I still fully intend to make us family. No matter what it takes, our kids must marry each other so we can be related. That was word for word.
My God. Okay, now I have a headache. I'm really sorry, Matt. She's impossible.
Don't worry, I get it. You're the one stuck with her for 25 years. I'm just getting a glimpse now, and I already want to disappear. Honestly, my parents keep saying they're amazed you didn't turn out just like her. They actually admire you for that.
Yeah, I owe that to my dad, honestly. He was the more balanced one. Though once I got my first job and moved out, he finally divorced her. Guess even he had a limit.
Yeah, I remember. That was the talk of the neighborhood for a while.
Honestly, the divorce was a blessing in disguise. With all the chaos, I managed to sneak out of that house without much resistance.
You still talk to your dad?
All the time. He and Duke actually get along really well.
Glad to hear that. Seriously, that's good to know.
Anyway, don't feel like you have to entertain any of this arranged marriage nonsense. Just ignore her. You've got your own wedding coming up, and once that happens, well, maybe she'll finally give up. Though knowing her, probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on her letting go that easily.
God, even though I'm her daughter, I still feel like I should apologize on her behalf. If I just told her what Duke actually does for a living, maybe she'd shift her focus. But honestly, I'm not ready to deal with that fallout either.
Don't stress about it. We've all decided not to engage. My parents and I are on the same page. We're just brushing her off whenever she brings it up.
Thanks, Matt, really. And I'm sorry you're stuck in the middle of this. But if anything gets worse or she crosses the line, let me know. I'll handle it.
I appreciate that. Anyway, I'll let you get back to your day.
All right, talk soon. Take care. Janelle, great news! The wedding date is set! Wait, what? Mom, what wedding? Matt's, of course! First Sunday of next month. Isn't that just perfect? What are you talking about? Don't be silly. Your wedding with Matt. Isn't this exciting? Everything's falling into place just like it was meant to. Hold on. You can't be serious. Why wouldn't I be? It's already been a month. I figured you and that dropout have split by now, right? But I never imagined you and Matt would skip the engagement process and just jump straight into the ceremony. Honestly, I'm impressed. Leave it to the rich to move quickly. Are you even listening to yourself? I haven't divorced Duke. And Matt, he's engaged to someone else. What? Yeah, shocking, isn't it? Wait, hold on. Janelle? No, enough. Seriously, just stop. But do you have any idea what people in the neighborhood say about you? They call you things like the delusion engine, that deranged rumor mill with legs, walking disaster of convenience. And you know what? I don't even blame them anymore. Excuse me? You've caused trouble everywhere. You nearly got sued for defamation because you couldn't keep your mouth shut in a mom's group. You embarrassed yourself and me at your part-time job so badly they had to file for damages. And that's just this year. Do you know how many times Dad and I had to apologize for you? How many times we've been humiliated cleaning up the wreckage you leave behind? You were just being thoughtless, as usual. You never think about the people you steamroll, and now you're dragging Matt's family into your little fantasy? Are you really that shameless? I just wanted what was best for you. No, you wanted what you think looks good. You don't see me. You see a doll you can dress up and marry off like some social trophy. Even after Dad left, even after everything, you still haven't changed. Wait, you're saying you're not marrying Matt? Of course I'm not. He's engaged to someone else. You knew that. He told you straight to your face, and you still spun your own version of the truth because reality didn't suit you. Oh, that's not true. Matt said his parents were troubled by his decision. Matt's parents are thrilled for him. They like his fiancée. They've welcomed her into the family already. The only one who's troubled is you, because the story isn't going the way you wrote it in your head. But this isn't how it was supposed to go. No, it's not, because you don't get to plan other people's lives. Not Matt's, not mine, not anymore. You're really staying with that man, that Duke? Yes, And you know what? He's kind, he's grounded, and unlike you, he actually listens when I speak. He's not some cardboard cutout from a list of social checkboxes.
He doesn't even have a degree.
And you don't have a clue what respect looks like. Which one do you think matters more to me?
You're making a mistake.
Maybe I am, but it's my mistake to make. So stop trying to live your second life through me. Stop rewriting other people's choices to suit your fantasies. And please, stop humiliating yourself and dragging innocent people down with you.
Janelle!
Matt is not your son-in-law, and he never will be. So if you still have any shred of dignity left, do us both a favor. Drop it, before you ruin any more relationships than you already have.
Janelle, you won't believe what I just saw.
Let me guess, something else you completely misunderstood?
That dropout! He was in a Hollywood movie! And not just any movie, he was playing the son of the Duke Matsura! What the hell is going on?
Oh, so you finally noticed.
Oh, don't play smug with me. What is going on?
Duke is a Hollywood actor. Surprise.
What?
Yeah, his stage name is Duke Davis. He's a rising star in the same agency as your precious Matsu.
Wait, what?
Wow, even now you're only interested because it connects to your favorite celebrity. Typical.
But he's a dropout. How is someone without a high school diploma working alongside Matsu?
It's more common than you think. A lot of young actors drop out when their careers take off in their teens. He's been working nonstop since he was 17. There was literally no time for school.
I see. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because I knew you'd act like this. It was easier to let you stew in your elitist assumptions than give you more reasons to manipulate people.
So you're saying my son-in-law is Matsu's junior? Oh my God. Oh, that means... Wait, does that mean I might actually meet him?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because in case you somehow missed the memo, you're the problem. You crashed Matt's wedding yesterday.
Well, yes, I did, but only because I thought it was outrageous to let him marry someone else when you should have been the bride.
Matt has never been my fiancé. You convinced yourself of that. And because of your delusion, you ruined someone's real wedding and traumatized two families in the process.
But if Duke's connected to Matsu, then I suppose your marriage is acceptable after all. Yes, I can support it now. So... when do I get to meet him? Maybe you can arrange a dinner with Matsu?
You really haven't learned a damn thing, have you?
What?
You're about to be served. Matt's family is pursuing legal action for emotional damages and disruption of a private event. You'll be paying actual compensation this time. There's no more shielding you. Not from Dad, not from me.
Wait, what?
For years, Dad and I cleaned up after you, apologizing to neighbors, your coworkers, random strangers who made the mistake of talking to you for more than 3 seconds. But that ends now. You caused this mess, you clean it up.
Janelle, wait, don't be like this. What about Matsu?
You'll never meet him. Let it go.
But why?
Because it's impossible. Literally, physically, logistically.
What does that mean?
He's based in Hollywood full-time, and guess what? Duke is following in his footsteps. We moved 10 days ago.
Moved? Where?
We're in the UK now.
The UK?
Yep, Dad's been promoted. He's the branch manager for his company's London division now. And Duke and I flew out with him after a small family send-off. Just the 3 of us. Dinner in LA before the flight, then gone.
You left without saying anything?
You would have made a scene. It was the only way.
Fine, then I'll come there too.
Don't even think about it.
What?
You're not welcome. You won't get our address, you won't get our phone numbers, and even if you show up, you'll be turned away.
Janelle, don't do this. I'm your mother.
That doesn't give you a free pass to destroy people. You don't get to manipulate my life anymore.
You can't mean that.
I do mean it. I've given you more chances than you deserved, but this was the final straw.
Oh, please don't cut me off.
It's done. We're done. From this moment on, we're no longer family. Goodbye. My mother, in the end, never realized what had happened. But as for my husband Duke, he was actually a classmate of mine from middle school. We were both in the same drama club, and back then Duke's debut as an actor became quite the topic of conversation in our town. He had caught the attention of many, and it was a big deal at the time. But my mother, who had no interest in any celebrities except for Matsu, had no clue about it. Even though Duke had achieved some local fame, she simply never took notice, and here we are, many years later, with her still being completely oblivious. It wasn't until later that the reality of the situation hit. Matt, who had become involved in everything, ended up sending a claim for damages and compensation to my mother. At first, she was completely unaware of how serious things had become. She was still living in the world of denial, clinging to the illusion that everything would somehow work itself out. But when the lawyer appeared, things took a dramatic turn. Suddenly, my mother understood that she had no one left to turn to, and that there was no one to protect her or offer any real support. It was at that moment that the gravity of the situation hit her. She finally understood the reality of her circumstances, the things I had tried to warn her about, the consequences of her actions, the web of lies that had been spun, all came crashing down on her. She was horrified. She had ignored everything I had said, dismissed it as me being overly dramatic, but now, seeing the lawyer's formal documents and understanding the magnitude of the legal claims against her, she finally realized the truth. It was too much for her to bear, and she apparently dropped to her knees in an attempt to beg for forgiveness, terrified and frantic. But by the time that happened, it was already too late. There was no turning back. The damage had been done, and no apology could undo the mess she had created. In a desperate attempt to resolve everything, she rushed to take out a loan to pay the lump sum of the compensation. She thought that paying off the debt and covering the damages would bring her peace of mind, but the relief was fleeting. After she made the payment, thinking everything was settled, the weight of her actions still hung over her. It wasn't long before her situation got even worse. The loan she took out turned out to be with a loan shark. She hadn't bothered to do proper research, had not questioned where the money was coming from or who was providing it, and as a result, she ended up entangled with dangerous people. It's hard to even imagine what that must have been like for her. The fear of owing money to people who didn't operate within the law, people who had no mercy. One day, out of the blue, my mother disappeared, just like that. She was gone, and no one knew where she went. It was like she had simply vanished into thin air. The loan shark, the money, the bills, everything had caught up with her. I tried to find her, tried to piece together what had happened, but all I got were dead ends. People who knew her, or thought they knew her, were left with nothing but uncertainty. No one knew where she had gone, or even if she was safe.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Milo, where on earth are you, and why are you not at work? You just disappeared without saying a word.
Good afternoon, Daisy.
Don't give me that calm tone. What about the documents I asked you to prepare? Are they done?
You
really are hopeless sometimes. So slow.
I'm sorry, but what documents are you referring to?
Don't play dumb with me. I left them on your desk this morning, didn't I? There was a sticky note on top that clearly said, "Finish by noon today." But you've been missing since the start of the day. You're not even in sales. There's no reason for you to be out of the office. Where the hell are you goofing off?
I'm actually on approved leave today.
What?
I submitted my vacation request in advance, and I got your stamp of approval on the paperwork. I also marked my leave on the department's shared schedule board.
Then go ahead and cancel it and come back to the office right now.
Excuse me?
Seriously, you're going to make us miss the afternoon meeting. Get moving already.
I'm sorry, but I can't come in.
And why not?
Because I'm currently at my family's home in Wisconsin.
What?
The leave I requested was specifically to attend my grandfather's 3rd death anniversary. That's why I traveled back here.
So you'll be back tomorrow, right?
No, not quite. It's a long drive from Wisconsin, and I won't be able to make it back today and still be in shape for work tomorrow. That's why I applied for 2 full days off, today and tomorrow.
You mean you're not coming in tomorrow either?
I believe I explained all of this when I submitted the request. You reviewed it, didn't you? You stamped it yourself. You confirmed the dates.
That's not the point.
I apologize, but I need to drive soon. It's getting late and I have a long road ahead.
Wait.
I really have to go now. I'll talk to you when I'm back.
Hold on a second. What about the work I gave you? You were supposed to finish that report that's due tomorrow. Milo! Milo, do you have a minute?
Good afternoon, Daisy. What can I help you with?
I just uploaded the files for the task I want you to handle tomorrow. It's in the cloud. You can access it anytime.
What?
Our department's work can all be done remotely, can't it? As long as you've got a laptop, there's no reason you can't chip away at it during your free time. So get it done. Just ping me once you've started.
Actually, I didn't bring my laptop with me.
Excuse me?
That's kind of the point, isn't it? I'm on vacation. And while I'm off, the manager agreed to temporarily take over my workload.
What? The manager?
Yes, if you want to assign me work while I'm on leave, you'll need to discuss it with the section chief first. When I return, he'll be handing over anything that needs my attention.
But, I mean...
Also, Daisy...
What now?
I think it's time you stop dumping your own responsibilities onto your subordinates.
Excuse me?
Do you really think I haven't noticed? You've been pushing off the work you were assigned by the manager and even the department head. And then once the rest of us get it done, you present it like it was your own, like you handled it all by yourself.
So what if I did?
You can pretend all you want, but eventually the truth gets out. That kind of thing doesn't stay hidden forever.
You've got a lot of nerve.
I didn't want to have to say it this way, but Carter, who's been stuck handling most of the work you offload, is staying late nearly every night to finish things he was never supposed to be handling in the first place. And Seth, he's only been here 5 months, still new, but you shoved a task on him that no newcomer should have been forced to take on. He looked completely overwhelmed. He came to me nearly in tears asking for help. I stepped in because it was too much for him. So please, I'm asking you to reevaluate the way you've been treating your role and your team.
Who do you think you are? You don't even have a title, and you're talking like you're my superior.
You can think whatever you want about me. This isn't personal. It's about the work. And the way things are right now, the imbalance in responsibilities is hurting team performance. That's why I said something.
If you're my subordinate, then it's your duty to do the work I give you.
Carter and Seth and I, we're not your personal assistants. We work under the same team, but we all answer to the section chief and the department head too, not just you.
Hold on.
And like I said earlier, if there's a task that really needs handling by tomorrow, please speak with the section chief. Now, if you'll excuse me, my father's calling. We're in the middle of a family matter.
Don't you dare walk away from me. You think you can just defy your superior like that? Milo!
Milo, sorry to bother you while you're on vacation. Do you have a moment? Oh, Stephen, good morning. Good morning. Is something wrong? Did something happen at work? No, nothing work-related. It's, something else entirely. Oh, all right. What's going on? I was wondering if you could take a look at my daughter's computer. Ah, do you mean the custom PC I helped you build a while back? That's the one. She's been using it more heavily lately. Apparently, she installed a drawing program and a video editing app. But ever since then, she says the computer's been running really slow. It's getting frustrating for her. Ah, I see. It sounds like the software is too heavy for the current specs. Maybe the memory or processing power aren't keeping up. Yeah, that's what I figured. Do you think there's anything you can do? Maybe some upgrades or tweaks? Well, I can't say anything definite without checking it out properly, but it doesn't sound like anything too serious. I'm fairly confident we can get it running better. That's a relief. I told her if anyone could help, it'd be you. I'll do my best. When would you like me to take a look? Is it all right if I bring it to the office tomorrow? I'll have her pack it up and I'll drop it off before lunch. Yes, that works perfectly. I'll be back at work the day after tomorrow, but I can swing by and pick it up if needed, or check it on my off hours if you're in a rush. No, there's no major rush. She's just frustrated because she's been really into her digital art and was trying out some editing for a school project. She got all excited and then hit a wall when everything started lagging. I hate seeing her discouraged. That's understandable. Sometimes these creative tools demand a lot from the system, especially the newer versions. But I'll take a look and see if we can either optimize what she has or maybe recommend a reasonable upgrade. You're a lifesaver. I appreciate it, Milo. Of course. Happy to help. It's kind of funny, you built that thing from scratch and it's held up great so far, but leave it to kids to push it to its limits within a year. Yeah, that sounds about right. They get curious, start creating, and next thing you know, they're rendering full-blown videos on mid-tier hardware. Exactly. And of course, she didn't tell me any of this until it was borderline unusable. Classic. I'll take care of it. Just have her back up anything important, just in case. Will do. I'll tell her to copy anything essential to her cloud drive before I bring it in. Great. I'll message you once I've taken a look under the hood. Thanks again, Milo, and sorry again for bugging you during your time off. No worries at all. It's a nice change of pace from the usual work stuff. I owe you one. You've helped me plenty. Happy to return the favor. All right then, see you tomorrow. See ya.
Milo, you really messed up this time, didn't you?
Good morning, Daisy. What exactly did I mess up?
I just got to the office a few minutes ago, and I was shocked, let me tell you. Your computer, it's completely soaked in Coke. Sticky, fizzy disaster.
Excuse me? My computer?
Don't tell me. Did you forget a bottle of soda on your desk before you left yesterday? Maybe it tipped over. I don't know what happened, but that machine, never seen it before, mind you, looks expensive. But since it's here at the office, I figured it must be company property, right? That's when I thought, oh no, maybe it's got all the meeting data saved on it, and now it's totally fried. How do you plan to explain that, huh? What a mess. Honestly, wow, you really did it this time.
Just to clarify, are you talking about a silver and black desktop computer?
Yeah, that's the one. Big thing sitting right there in the middle of your desk, or what's left of it.
Right. That's not my computer.
What?
And for the record, I had it carefully wrapped in protective plastic to make sure no one tampered with it or spilled anything on it. So unless someone deliberately unwrapped it...
Wait, hold on.
Also, may I ask, why are you at the office today?
Huh? Because I came to work. Why else?
Daisy, starting today, the entire company is on remote work. That includes our department. It was in the announcement last week.
It starts today?
Yes. Only a few folks from the coding sales team are scheduled to drop by later this afternoon, and the president himself said he'd be swinging by briefly.
I thought that was from tomorrow.
Nope, starting today. Also, everyone in our department is issued laptops, not desktops, so that machine on the desk isn't company issued. And considering it was clearly wrapped in protective covering, didn't it occur to you that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't yours to mess with?
Well, I mean, it was sitting on your desk, so...
Sure, I get that much, but how do you explain the wrapping being torn off? How do you explain the fact that it's now drenched in Coke?
I mean, it was just already soaked when I saw it.
Before you go any further, let me clarify something. That computer belongs to someone else, and I left it there on purpose.
Wait, what? Whose is it?
It's the president's daughter's computer.
What?
Yes, she's been using a custom PC that I built for her a while back. The president asked me to upgrade the memory this week. I finished the upgrade yesterday, but since he was out of the office all day and I'd be working remotely starting today, I left it on my desk so he could pick it up when he stops by.
Wait. Why the hell is the president's daughter's PC sitting on your desk?
Because he asked me to build it. It's a custom rig. I'm pretty good with hardware, and this isn't the first time I've helped out. I wrapped it carefully after I finished the work so nothing would happen to it. The president and I agreed that he'd collect it himself this morning.
I never even saw it during working hours yesterday.
That's because I kept it locked in my storage locker. I only brought it out and placed it on my desk right before I left. You probably didn't see it because you clocked out the moment the end of day chime rang. But several of our co-workers stayed late. They saw me bring the PC out and even came over to ask about it. I told them whose it was.
Wait, so I'm the only one who didn't know?
Yes, apparently so.
Are you saying you think it was me who spilled the Coke?
Yes.
Excuse me? That's ridiculous. For all you know, someone else could have come in last night. An intruder. Ever consider that?
Sure, except that the president himself already checked the security camera footage.
What? The president?
Yes! While we've been having this little chat, I got in touch with him, told him what happened. He was already commuting to the office, so he pulled the security footage remotely.
And
according to him, there's clear footage showing you, Daisy, walking straight up to my desk, ripping off the wrapping from the computer, and pouring a bottle of Coke right on top of it.
That's absurd. That can't be true.
I'm afraid it is. And you know the president, he's extremely protective of his daughter.
So, what now?
Well, judging by the time, I'd say he'll be arriving any minute now. You might want to prepare yourself. After that incident, Daisy never responded again. Not a single message, no apology, no attempt to explain, nothing. And honestly, I wasn't surprised in the slightest, because the real storm came right after. Our company president completely lost it when he found out. You see, the laptop that Daisy had destroyed wasn't just any company-issued device. It belonged to the president's daughter, who'd been using it for her university thesis and some startup project work. There were months' worth of documents, research files, and sensitive data on that machine. Daisy had taken it home under the pretense of installing some optional optimization software to make it run faster, something no one asked her to do in the first place. Fortunately, I had taken the liberty of backing up all the data to a shared drive the week before. That backup was the only reason we didn't lose everything. But what really sealed Daisy's fate was what she did next. For some baffling reason, after accidentally spilling an entire bottle of Coke over the laptop, she tried to turn it on. Not just once, but multiple times. The internal circuitry was fried, the motherboard was gone, and the battery short-circuited so badly it bloated the casing. It was total and irreversible damage. In the emergency meeting that followed, the president was calm, at least outwardly, but his eyes were cold. He laid out the terms directly. Daisy would be responsible for purchasing a replacement laptop of the exact same specifications, fully out of her own pocket. No exceptions. And not just any laptop. His daughter had customized the original with high-end components suitable for video editing, coding, and design software. Basically, we were talking about a professional-grade machine. I was brought in again to source the parts and rebuild the custom unit. When I submitted the estimated cost, it came out to $3,500, including parts, accessories, and the time it would take to assemble and install everything. The president looked it over, nodded once, and added an extra fee to compensate me for the inconvenience. It was generous, honestly. To be fair, the cost wasn't unbearable. Daisy could have covered it with some savings, maybe a short-term loan, but I think that's when everything started to unravel for her. After the financial hit, her work performance plummeted. She started pushing off her responsibilities onto others, missing deadlines, and avoiding team meetings. Every small mistake she made was met with cold stares and whispers behind her back. The atmosphere around her grew suffocating. No one trusted her, and frankly, no one wanted to work with her anymore. She tried to keep up appearances at first, acting like nothing was wrong, but the guilt, the pressure, and the isolation must have caught up with her. It wasn't long before she handed in a resignation letter, claiming she wanted to pursue other opportunities. No one believed that for a second. And just like that, she was gone, packed up her desk on a Friday evening and slipped out without a word. Word later got around that she'd moved back in with her parents. She's not working, not studying, not even looking for a job. From what I hear, she rarely leaves the house, spending most of her time sleeping, browsing the internet, or watching TV. A full-blown recluse.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.